Yes, it's Thursday, so it's a new lap time challenge day, and this time we're racing or setting a lap time at Suzuka circuit, obviously one of the most well-known circuits in the world. This time we're driving a Group 2 car, which means the speed is a little higher than the Group 3 cars. And if we take a look at the current leaderboard standings, we can see that the current world record is already a 1:48.6. In the next 13 days, it'll probably be improved. Maybe they'll get sub 48, but let's see. To get a gold time, or at least to get the gold medal, you need a time of 1:51.8 at this time. So I think it's a good idea to take the replay of one of the quickest times in the leaderboard and to see how they managed to get the time and to point out certain details which will help you manage that before mentioned 1:51.8. So let's take a look which time we're gonna dive into. The world record is not saved, so that's not an option. Let's just take the second time on the leaderboard, which is a 1:48.7. This time is set by Nishi, a Japanese driver. He is already very quick. Maybe he will improve in the coming days, but this is already a very quick time. And yeah, let's just load up the replay. I'm gonna go for the chase cam, put on all the details. I think the first braking point is probably around the 50 board. Oh, he brakes even later, so. And then the first sector is all about the S's, in which case you need to really try and get a certain flow. You can see he really swings the car around, probably also because the Group 2 cars have more downforce than the Group 3 cars. Going into Degna 1, braking at just before the 50, swings the car around, even lets it slide a little bit into the hairpin, braking just after the end of the curb on the right, staying in second gear, powering out the corner. He brakes at the start of the tarmac, just so between the 100 and the 50 board, stays in third. As you can see, he's revving out the gears, so no need to short shift. 130R coming up. Stays full throttle, so no braking. And starts braking just after the 150 board. Takes the final chicane in second, but in this case short shifts up to third and stays close to the barrier. This will probably gain you an extra tenth. So if we start up the replay again, let me just put on the details. And in this case, I'm gonna stop at certain points to point out certain specific parts of the lap. As mentioned, he isn't braking before the 50 board, and he's actually already turning in and staying full throttle for this whole section. So, and at this point he releases the throttle and gives a little bit of braking input, but it's just a tiny amount. It's not. Yeah, he increases the braking input going into the corner, So at the apex he's both giving braking input and still is on the throttle. So he's probably like fiddling between both braking and throttle input, which is interesting to see. Probably to maintain minimum speed. And he stays really close to the apex, not only for the actual first apex, which is this one, but also for this one. So he stays really close to this section, carries a lot of minimum speed, little bit of braking input before each apex, but it's nothing too like really serious. The key for these S's is to really stay close to the curb. And again, let's see, starts braking just before the 50 board, really throws it over the curb, again staying close to the curb, and he starts braking at the end of this curb, stays close to the apex again in second gear, so don't go back to first. Yeah, this section is all about powering out. So you need a good exit after the chicane, or after the hairpin I mean. And in this case he starts braking at the start of the tarmac. I will stop the replay. So he probably starts braking at this point. If we chop it into pieces. No braking input yet. Yeah, and this is where, obviously because the brake lights are on, this is where the braking input starts. So just before this piece of tarmac starts. Stays in third. And again, in this case he short shifts for this corner. Probably to keep traction and maintain the minimum speed. For 130R, as we saw in the first lap, he's not braking. So if we stop it, you can clearly see there's no braking input. And if we look at the line, he goes fully over the curb with the left side tires. If you probably go not as tight as this line and have a wider entry into the corner, you'll probably need to lift or have a little bit of braking input. If the angle isn't right, then you'll probably won't carry enough speed, and yeah, then you'll probably understeer out of the corner. So that's a good thing to note. And for the last corner, I guess the braking input starts at 125 meters. So yeah, 130, between 150 and 100 meters, just after the 150 board. You can probably build it up as you go. As mentioned, he shifts up to second before the entry of the chicane, probably to maintain grip levels and again maintain minimum speed. Again, staying really close to both curbs. And if we go into the car, into the cockpit view, you can actually, or maybe even the bumper cam, you can see that more than half of the car is on the left side of the curb, which tightens the angle and makes it probably easier to power out the corner and that way carry more speed. This tighter angle is probably, or this tighter radius I should say, is probably the best line. Maybe you can get away with going with a wider radius, but then it's probably not possible to carry that amount of speed. So be wary of that. And in this case, just power out. And as we mentioned before, stay really close to the barrier on the right side instead of going for a wide line over the finish. If you stay really close to this barrier, it'll probably save you a tenth or gain you a tenth instead of going to the finish line in a wide exit. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, I guess. As mentioned, it's good enough for the top 2 time right now in the leaderboards, which is actually really quick already. These guys are just amazing at setting fast lap times. So shout out to everyone who is in the top 10. I also see Key is in the top 10. Really great job to all of the drivers, not only the top 10 of course, but sorry, but not only the top 10 of course, but also everyone who has set a fast lap time so far. I'm seeing a lot of familiar names, even World Tour drivers. So congratulations on everyone who has gotten into the top 100. That'll probably not be the case for me, but we still are going to try our best, and I hope this video was helpful for you, and I wish you all the best in setting a great lap time. Just enjoy the track as well. Suzuka is an amazing track to drive at, especially in the Group 2 cars with the extra speed they carry. And let me know in the comments down below which time you eventually got. And the best of luck. See you in the next video. Bye.